Anybody who is considering transition knows that they're in for a long haul, 2 years or more, and that it's going to be a difficult process. Kemi Badenoch's concerns that Labour is going to create loopholes for predators is simply a fear-mongering nonsense. The Labour plans to change the transgender process would still involve something like a 2-year process. And she says that these loopholes would be created because the Labour plan, because Labour thinks that the current plans are intrusive and outdated. Labour, I'm afraid, is quite right. And Badenoch says these proposals unravel all the protections in the current system designed to protect women and girls. Well, if those protections were really there in the current system, then people like J.K. Rowling would not be making such a noise. So Kemi Badenoch, simply by a reference to J.K. Rowling, and by the concern which has dominated the news, not only outside Parliament but inside Parliament, is talking through her hat, as usual. She says this change creates more loopholes for predators and bad faith actors to infiltrate women-only spaces and puts us at risk. Utter rubbish. The Labour Party is absolutely aware of the current debate, and if the process which is currently in place was efficacious, then there wouldn't be that debate. So it's nonsensical. I think, just to repeat what I was saying the other day, I think J.K. Rowling misunderstands the issues. I understand and I sympathise with her as a domestic abuse survivor. I am very sympathetic. I am very thoughtful about that, but I think she is over-egging this omelette, and she's trying to create a debate, or a debate has been created about nomenclature, when the debate should be created about ensuring the protection not only of women but of also trans people who are going through particularly people who are going through this transition process. And that's either whether somebody is transitioning from male to female or from female to male, and who is going through this process of anxiety. I don't think they need the additional crisis of having the process elevated into a national debate about lavatories. This was something that was anticipated and written about in the 1960s by Bridget Brophy, and when her book In Transit was republished in the 1980s, I was fortunate enough to do the front cover. So I feel slightly invested in this issue, and I think the whistleblowers are blowing the whistle about language and about the inadequacy of the current system, which is absolutely in need of change. Kemi Badenoch is wrong, and I also think Rosie Duffield, like J.K. Rowling, have focused on one side of the argument. We, as a society, we need to protect all people, and Labour's promise of change, maybe for the worse, maybe for the better, it is nevertheless a recognition that change is necessary.